Well, no audio. You don't hear anything? That's what Jake said, so I checked in, so.
I should have just told you to take care of it.
What I usually do.
Showed up. I'm glad you did.
Yeah. Do the old side. Wonder if there's a way to fix that in our control room. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking. There probably is, but yeah, I don't. Miles said they didn't have enough money to buy whatever, yeah. So we kind of did this with that baseball regional too. I just talked to Mike, and I have a guy local had the headset held it off. So. I'll be back towards okay.
Was it obvious that we both should have been able to see it then? I don't know. I know that.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Bellevue Bruin Sports Network. Coming to you live from Bellevue University in Bellevue, Nebraska, we bring you more action in the opening day of the 2026 Bellevue University Bruin Volleyball Classic. 7 schools, 12 matches spread out over 2 days here at the new Fieldhouse. Our next match features teams that won their opening matches in today's action earlier this morning. It'll be the Valley City State University Vikings out of Valley City, North Dakota, taking on the Benedictine University Ravens out of Atchison, Kansas. Valley City, 13-15 last year, now 1-4 this year, as they won their opening match this morning, defeating Benedictine Mesa out of Arizona. For the Ravens of Benedictine University, they were 12-16 last year. They're now 4-1 on this 2026 season, with wins over Bethany College, Crowley's Ridge, Briar Cliff last night, and again a winner this morning in their opening match against Xavier University out of Louisiana. The only loss this year, the University of St. Mary, knocking off the Ravens earlier this season. For the Valley City State Vikings, they're members of the Frontier Conference. Their head coach is Michelle Micklejohn, her 4th year. The Vikings lost their top 4 spikers from last year, so kind of a rebuilding year for the Vikings, if you want to use that expression. Their top returning hitter is Ellie Lucas, who had 86 kills last year. Their top returning setter is Madden Bogenreef, who compiled over 500 assists last year. And the leading defensive player in the back row, Annika Pulju, had 263 digs. In their win against Benedictine Mesa earlier today, it was Maddie Geist with 16 kills, Katie Coca with 12, Eden Carrier and Ellie Lucas had 8 kills apiece. Madden Bogenreef with 24 assists, Gracie Schumacher had 21, and as a team, the Vikings combined for 72 digs to thwart the Benedictine Mesa attack in that opening match. The Benedictine University Ravens out of Atchison, Kansas, they're members of the Heart of America Athletic Conference. Victoria Hurt, now in her 6th year as the head coach of that program. As I mentioned, 12-16 last year, 8-10 in the Heart. But the Ravens expect good things this year as they had all 4 of their all-Heart selections last year returning. The Ravens are led by Ren Van Cleve, who was setter of the year, averaging over 10 assists per set last year. Barbara Terra, also a first-team conference member. She had just almost 400 kills, averaging just under 4 kills per set. JoJo Vanderwoody is the second-team all-conference players last year. And Kelly De Molinaire was an honorable mention. She's a defensive specialist. In their first match today, the Ravens defeated Xavier University out of New Orleans, Louisiana. The Ravens were led by Stephanie Skomanzin. 15 kills for Stephanie. Barbara Terra had 14 kills, and JoJo Vanderwoody had 11. Ren Van Cleve, the solo setter, 43 assists, and as a team, 68 digs for the Ravens. This is game number 4 of the day. Grandview will take on Dort in the match to follow this one. And the nightcap of day number 1, the home team, Bellevue University Bruins, will take on Xavier University of Louisiana. All the teams involved in this classic will be playing either 3 or 4 games. 2 unique features about this tournament. Number 1, all 7 of these teams have female head coaches. That's one distinguishing factor, and one of the things you may notice on the broadcast today, all the teams, all the matches will be played using a new volleyball. The Baden Volleyball Company has put together a composite volleyball. This is the first time it's ever been used anywhere in NAIA or NCAA competition, a chance for them to show off this new ball and get some input from the coaches and players as to whether or not they like it. Teams have concluded their warm-ups. 4 officials will head down to the floor to take their positions as referees and line judges. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both teams as we get ready for this action. Frontier Conference Vikings taking on the Heart of America Conference Ravens. For the Valley City State squad. The starting lineup includes Maddie Geist, Madden Bogenreef, Bryn Sorensen, Hudson Zerface, Eden Carrier, and Molly Bjornby. Hudson Zerface, sorry about that. Got it correct now. For the Benedictine starters, they are Allison Kubelbeck, Jojo Vanderwoody, Lainey Mustaine, Ren Van Cleve, Barbara Terra, and Stefania Skomazin. The two teams shake hands under the net. Both of them will be wearing black uniforms with red and white trim for the Ravens, maroon and white trim for the Vikings. So we'll try to make sure we keep them separated. The Vikings will be starting off on the right side of your screen. The Ravens will be on the left. Again, the head coaches, Michelle Micklejohn in her 4th year at the helm of the Vikings program. Victoria Hertz, the Ravens head coach, now in her 6th year. Both of them were collegiate volleyball players back in the day. The Vikings were projected in the preseason coaches poll of the Frontier Conference to finish in 8th place of the 12 schools in the Frontier. For the Ravens, their preseason coaches poll projected them to be the 6th team in that 16-team conference. Officials checking out the starting lineups, and first serve will be underway momentarily. Again, thanks for joining us this afternoon. Mick Krepsky is my name. I've been doing volleyball broadcasts for Bellevue University now in my 19th season, thanks to Jake Janicek, his 2nd year with the Bellevue program doing broadcasting. Thanks for doing those 3 games earlier today. My old voice would not be able to handle 6 volleyball matches in one day for sure. All right, let's get ready to play some volleyball. Vikings will have the first serve. Madden Bogenreef, the sophomore center out of Moorhead, Minnesota, will start things off, and we are underway. The brand new Baden volleyball floats across to the Ravens side, outside attack, covered up in the back row. First hit, toss back across. Middle attack this time finds the floor. First kill of the afternoon goes to Allison Kubelbeck. 1-0 score, joined by Bellevue assistant coach Brian Gold. He'll be joining us from time to time. He's kind of coming in and out as he's doing some scouting as well as announcing. The serve from Ava Padul. Coming across the attack by the Ravens from the right side. That one's pounded down. Credit this time to Stefania Skomazin, a junior from Casola, Italy. A 2-0 lead for the visitors from Atchison, Kansas. Panul again on serve, handled. Pushed across, outside attack. On the attack is Bryn Sorensen, and she makes that the first point of the afternoon in this match for the Vikings. Checking into the front row comes Katie Koka. Vikings serve sent across, and it'll be an ace. Molly Bjornby able to put that one down. We're tied at 2. Bjornby out of Grafton, North Dakota. Her second serve on its way. Handled by Libero. Off speed attack headed across. Setting up to the outside again. The attack by Katie Koka. It's down. The Vikings have a 3-2 lead. Koka, a Valley City native. Obviously the home of Valley City State University in North Dakota. Bjornby continuing on serve for the Vikings. Line drive type serve handled by libero. De Molinaire, cross-court attack from the right side. Benedictine Stefania Skomazin able to put that one down. Libero Kelly De Molinaire, Altoona, Iowa, her hometown. She'll be serving from the far left side as we have a 3-3 ball game. Her contrasting libero uniform handled by Sorensen. Middle attack, just long. The attack by Maddie Geist, a little too much oomph on that one. Geist led her team in match number 1 today with 16 kills. De Molinaire continuing on serve. And that one is wide, out of bounds. The serving air ties it once again, now at 4. Checking in for the Vikings comes Eden Carrier. At the service line will be the Vikings libero, Annika Polju. She'll serve from right near the middle of the service area as the Ravens defense awaits. Handled by De Molinaire. Right side attack partially deflected at the net. Saved by a nice sprawling play by the libero. Down the line, the kill goes to Katie Koka. Nice sprawling dig on the play by Annika Polju to keep that one alive after the deflection at the net. A look over to the bench by Polju as she readies for her next serve. Handle across right on the money to the middle attack. Nice dig across the way by Bogenreef. Over a nice diving save in the back by De Molinaire. Tip, but not enough on that one. The hitting air against Skomazin. 2-point lead for the Vikings. One libero to the other on the serve and the receive. The outside, the tip across. And that's going to be a kill. Number 17, Heaven Lucero, gets credit for her first kill of the afternoon. Excuse me, that is Bridget O'Sullivan on the play for the Ravens. Here's the big jump serve. Handled nicely in the middle back. Right side attack by the Vikings. Popped up in the air. Ravens trying to keep it alive. Free ball back over. Again, the middle attack. The dig by De Molinaire. Push to the outside. That one's a back row dig once again. A little tipping action at the net. Vikings back on the attack. The cross-court kill by Katie Koka. Subs in for the Vikings. Ellie Lucas to the front row and Gracie Schumacher in to serve. Vikings with the 2-point lead. Southpaw server sends it across. De Molinaire on the serve receive. Half-speed attack popped up in the middle. Outside attack toward the line. De Molinaire again on the dig. Outside attack by the Ravens is covered up by the Vikings. Right side attack off the blocker's hand, then off the antenna. That'll be a point for the Vikings. Another kill for Katie Koka. You can also follow along with the live stats action, as well as the play-by-play we're bringing you on the Bellevue Bruin Sports Network. Battle at the net, that's going to be a net violation called against Ren Van Cleve. Van Cleve, as we mentioned in the open, the all-conference setter last year for the Ravens. That serve received right on the money to Van Cleve. A nice dig, but it can't be controlled. That'll be a kill for the Ravens. Substitutions coming in on the Ravens side of the net. Benedictine's Myra Shirk into the game to serve. Vikings defense awaits, and it's into the net. The first serving air of the afternoon makes it a 4-point lead for Valley City. Subs coming in on both sides of the net. Both of them number 3. That's easy. Valley City's number 3 is Hudson Zerfus, and Benedictine's number 3 is Lainey Mustaine. Serve sent across by Zerfus. Tip attack at the net. Push back to the Ravens side. Dug up there at the net. Push to the outside. Tip across. Overpass back to the Ravens side. Quick set middle attack. That one's going to go long. Was a touch at the net. They say no. Point for the Vikings. Zerfus from Hope, North Dakota will continue on serve. De Molinaire on the receive. Van Cleve pushes it outside. It hits the top of the tape and falls down. Hitting here by Barbara Terra. Vikings doubling up on the Ravens at 12-6. We'll have our first timeout of the set. Brian, welcome to the broadcast. Give us your impressions of these two teams here just after a couple of quick points.
Glad to be back in the booth. It's been a couple of years. So far, and based on earlier, this is going to be a really tight match. Benedictine has been off to a great start in the season. They're a pretty balanced offense. They're coming out swinging hard. Valley City, in a lot of new players, but they have a lot of their same tendencies. They're running their middles, and their middles are scoring. So I would buckle up. We're going to be here for a while. This could be a 4-setter, 5-setter. I would look for Benedictine to start really finding their groove. But this is going to be a good match. It's going to be real good.
Both teams winning their opening matches earlier today. 9 o'clock matchup for Valley City State. Benedictine an 11 o'clock start. We're about an hour behind schedule or so with the tournament, as all 3 of the previous sets went 3-1. Back to the action. Ravens on serve receive. Van Cleve, quick set to the middle. Tipped across. Vikings able to slap it back to the Ravens side. Benedictine to the outside to Terra. And that'll be a kill. First kill of the afternoon for Barbara Terra. Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil is her hometown. Several international players participating in this weekend tournament. Into the game to serve is Isabella Franco. Sends it across. A little bit off the mark, but the Vikings able to mount the attack. Covered up by the Ravens. Vikings will reload. Quick set to the middle. Nicely dug by Franco on the near side, and with the left hand, Terra showing some ambidextrousness, if that's such a word.
Number 6 has been quite a force offensively so far in the year. She is a scoring machine. She's big, she's physical, and she is their go-to hitter right now for Benedictine.
Knuckleball type serve kept up off the floor, and a nice play by Bjornby to Terra once again, partially touched at the net, with the power from the stroke of Barbara Terra, able to get the point. And Benedictine back to within 3. They've won the last 4 consecutive points. Here's Isabella Franco once again. Shawnee, Kansas, her hometown. Knuckleball type serve once again. That's handled by Polju. And the point for the Vikings. They stopped that little string by the Ravens. Subs coming in on both sides of the net, including Valley City's Kinley Suffolcool, who come in to serve. Another Valley City native, just a freshman. She sends it across. Van Cleve tracks it down outside to Terra, trying to tip, but it goes into the net. 14-9 our score. Thus far, Valley City State hitting 400 on the set. Benedictine half that at 200. A little bit off the mark. Van Cleve tracks it down again outside to Terra. She'll tip it across. The set off the hands of Schumacher, and it's going to fall on the Ravens side. Another point for the visitors from Valley City, North Dakota. Valley City State and Bellevue University, the home team, members of the Frontier Conference. Second year in the Frontier, both of them had been previous members of the North Star Athletic Association. That serve carries wide off the hand of Suffolcool. Heading to the serving line, Ren Van Cleve, the setter. So now she'll have a full host of front row attackers that she's in the back row. Schumacher to the middle, nice dig. The overpass blocked back by Terra. Vikings trying to keep it alive, but that'll be a 4-hit attack. Nice job by the Ravens defense to keep that off the floor. Back to a 4-point game. Van Cleve, a senior out of Bonner Springs, Kansas, continuing with the serve right in the middle of the serving area. A little bit off the mark on the reception. Vikings made the half-speed attack. Van Cleve twisting to keep it alive. Popped over by the libero. Where's Schumacher going to go? To the outside. The attack save. Tipped across from the middle by Kubelbeck. And it finds the floor on the Benedictine side. Valley City pulling away to a 5-point lead.
That number 10 on Valley City, she's a freshman. She's been off to a great start on the season. Geist. And Valley City historically loves to use their middles. So watch them to keep using her every single chance they get.
Madden Bogenreef on serve. Popped up. Barbatera from the outside. Too wide, however, out of bounds on this near side. Both teams' hitting percentage has dropped a little bit over the last couple of points. 318 for Valley City to 130 for Benedictine. Next serve goes into the net. First serving air against Valley City, one each for the teams. Back into the game comes Ava Panuel. She'll be at the service line. Both teams have completed a rotation. Line drive type serve, it's wide. Good decision across the way by Valley City's Molly Bjornby to let that one travel wide. Katie Coca back into the front row for the Vikings as Bjornby ready to serve. Line drive type serve. Nice play in the back row to keep that one alive on serve receive, but then it's hit too long. Credit Ava Panuel making a diving play on that serve receive, but her team could not convert it into a point. They trail now by 7. Van Cleve, backside set to the right side. And that's going to fall on the floor. Credit the kill on the play to Stefania Skomazin. Jojo Vanderwoody checks back into the front row. As libero Kelly DeMolinaire sends it across on serve. Popped up on serve, received by Coca. Backside to the right side. Popped up, kept alive, said touch to the net, so play continues. Right side attack by Skomazin, handled by the Vikings. They'll tie the off on hand side. That one handled by DeMolinaire. Longest rally of the set so far. It'll come to an end there, however, as the Vikings couldn't get it back across. Heart of America Conference, that's the Ravens, against the Frontier Conference, that's the Vikings. DeMolinaire continuing on serve. That one just wide past the line judge, who raises that flag in the air. Eden Carrier back to the front row. As the serve from Annika Polju, the libero. Sends it across, and it's going to be an ace. Kelly DeMolinaire couldn't handle that serve. Second ace of the set. Multiples of 7 on the scoreboard, 21-14. And Benedictine head coach Victoria Hurt will call her second timeout, her team trailing by 7.
If there's any story of the game so far this weekend in our gym, it's the serve and pass game. We have found that in our gym, serving is pretty difficult. We have a lot of airflow. We are trying out this new ball from Baden, and it seems to be causing struggles for the passers, which is not a bad thing. We want the ball to float quite a bit. But in here, people are struggling to pass. We're missing a lot of serves. We don't know if that's typical for these teams or if it's part of the environment, but the serve and pass is really determining a lot of these games. And so far, Valley City is doing a great job of getting Benedictine off the net, and that's why they're pulling ahead right now.
Have you had a chance to practice much with this new Baden volleyball?
Yeah, we've been playing with it all year. They gave us a couple of demos, and the feedback so far is that our girls love it. We love the texture of it. We feel like it's a lighter than the leather balls. Maybe we're wrong about that, by the gram count, but we really like it so far. We like how it feels, how it pops off the arm. And maybe it will be an advantage that we have practiced with it in our gym. We'll find out tonight.
All right, back to the action in set number 1. Serve sent across. Van Cleve, right side set over to her teammate, Stefania Skomazin, who pounds that one down. Skomazin leading the team with 4 kills. Barbara Terra also with 4 kills for the Ravens. Jump serve handled in the back row. That one handled by DeMolinaire, the libero. And that one across the way off the blocker's hand. Credit the kill on that play to Bridget O'Sullivan. First time we've mentioned her name. 21-16. Ravens have earned the last 2 points. Again on serve is Skomazin. Out of system, free ball back across to the Ravens side. Quick set to the middle, and that's going to be wide. 22-16 on that hitting error. Back into the front row comes Ellie Lucas, and back into serve is Gracie Schumacher. 3 points away from a win are the Vikings. Benedictine trying to prevent that. That's a statement of the obvious. A service ace as that one finds the floor inside the line. Ava Panuel thought that was going to go long, but it hit about a foot inside the stripe. Both teams winning their earlier matches today by 3-1 scores. Back-to-back service aces. And that'll take us to set point behind Gracie Schumacher at the service line. On the overpass, that one's pounded down in the middle. Credit that kill to Eden Carrier. And the Valley City State Vikings have won set number 1. And the scoreboard all of a sudden quickly flashed away. 25-16, our final score in set number 1.
Like I was saying, the serve has really been a weapon. So far, Valley City has 4 aces. But the things that don't show up in the stat sheet are the overpasses, because it's not technically an error, or just the one quality passes where they're off the net and you can't attack. So it's hard to quantify if you're following at home how this score was so lopsided. But for the people in the stands, we know that Benedictine's going to have to clean up their first contact if they want to get back in this game. Valley City and Benedictine are really strong defensive teams. That's what was really impressive about Benedictine earlier in particular. They just keep it up. But if you're always sending free balls and you keep the team in system, it's just too hard to dig it. So I would look for a coach of Benedictine to make some maybe tactical changes or just give them reassuring feedback that we can handle the serves. But something will adjust, and Benedictine will probably come out firing a little bit.
Sometimes, like golfers have the yips, sometimes your serve receive is a little off kilter. Let's see if they can make that adjustment as we will head to set 2 here momentarily. A quick look at some of the stats, excuse me, from set number 1. Vikings wind up hitting 241 in the match, 133 for Benedictine. 29 attacks, 10 of them a successful kill for Valley City, 11 out of 30 for Benedictine. So both teams mounting a similar number of attacks, but Valley City able to be more efficient with them. 14 digs for Benedictine to 11 for Valley City. So the defenses, again, for both teams are pretty equal after one set in the books. Those 4 serve aces, as Brian mentioned, though, that's a big tally against 0 for the Ravens. Teams will switch sides of the net and get ready for set number 2. Again, we would like to remind you that more volleyball coming your way at the Bellevue Bruin Sports Network this afternoon. At scheduled 5 o'clock start, but probably closer to 6. Grandview University out of Iowa will be taking on Dordt University. So a battle for the Hawkeye State coming up at 5. And then the nightcap, 7, maybe closer to 8. Bellevue University, the home team, taking on Xavier University out of New Orleans, Louisiana.
So I've got a correction for you. There was a new rule that happened this year that the teams are going to stay on the same side for 2 sets in a row. They're trying to copy the mold of the professional leagues, where they feel like all the switching every time is a little bit unnecessary. So we're all going to stay on the same side for 2, and then you're going to switch. And even if it goes to a 5th, we're not going to switch back. There's no coin flip to pick your side again. You just stay on 2, and then you'll switch for up to 3. It's a new rule.
Great, thanks for that update. Both teams wearing mostly black uniforms, so I didn't even notice it.
Same colors. They really have the same colors.
All right, here we go with set number 2. The first serve to Benedictine. Sent across by Ren Van Cleve. It'll be a Valley City State point as they once again earn the first point of the set. Checking back into the game, Bryn Sorensen. She'll be in the front row. Madden Bogenreef will serve. Handled by the libero, de Molinaire. Barbatero with the tip. Covered up. Right side attack by the Vikings, but de Molinaire, another dig to her credit. Barbatero winds up and powers through the double block. Barbara Terra with her 5th kill of the match.
It's just power. She has so much power. She's such a strong athlete. You just take swings and you hope good things happen. And for her, they often do.
6 foot tall, a lot of power with that stroke, as Brian mentioned. Serve goes back to the Ravens. Ava Panuel, right on the money on serve receive. Outside attack is blocked back at the net. Opposite way, that one goes wide. Off the hitting air against Bridget O'Sullivan. Nice play initially on this near side by Stefania Skomazin. 2-1 our score, early part of set number 2.
Good up.
Nice up by de Molinaire. Little net volleyball action in the middle. Vikings can't make the return, and the Ravens get the point. Libero out, and into serve for Benedictine is Chiara Abelera. Mendoza, Argentina, her hometown. And that one knuckleballs across. Nice play on serve receive to keep it alive on that hard-moving ball by Coca. Cross-court attack is good. Credit that kill to Bridget O'Sullivan from the outside.
That is a really high-quality swing. From watching Benedictine, these outsides know where to put the out-of-system balls. They're always looking for that deep corner. And if you find it like that one, it scores more often than not. Good serve try.
Serving air, movement on that takes a wide to the right after the miss. 3-3 our score. Libero Kelly de Molinaire back in. Megan Bogenreef, the Vikings. Libero on serve. That'll be a kill out of the middle attack. I believe that was JoJo Vanderwoody on the kill from the middle. Stefania Skomazin. Hard-driven serve, and again, a nice job on serve receive on that tough serve. Tipped across, nice sliding play. O'Sullivan blocked back in the middle. Second hit attack by Van Cleve. Tipped across on this near side. Ravens back to the attack. The middle, blocked back. Nice play defensively by Carrier, but nice play by the Ravens to keep it alive. Second hit attack into the donut of the defense. Madden Bogenreef will get credit for the attack kill. Couple of real nice plays at or near the net on that by both squads. Back in comes Gracie Schumacher. She'll be the setter and server. Southpaw server sends it across. Van Cleve sets it up for O'Sullivan. Deflected and down. Bridget O'Sullivan with the kill for Benedictine.
She was looking for that corner again. I could tell from the way she's approaching. She's aiming for that deep corner, and when you swing hard, you catch the deflections. So that's 2 or 3 points she's got just by aiming for the right spot, taking a rip, and good stuff happens.
Ravens with the serve, sent across. Dig across the way. Again, Tara on the attack, kind of a half-speeder that time, deflected off the blocker's hands and down. So Barbara Tara continues to add kills to her totals.
That was a bit of a miss hit, but sometimes it's better to be lucky.
Tara had 14 kills in their opening match victory today. Deep serve handled, right on the money up front. Middle attack. Dig on the near side. Middle attack tipped across. Nice sliding save by Bogenreef. Tipped to the corner. Nice job with the left hand. I believe that was Carrier with that move to find the floor. Subs coming in on both sides of the net, including Hudson Zerfus, who will be the server. 1 point difference. Vikings won set number 1. De Molinaire on the money. Van Cleve to Tara. That one into the net. Kind of got a short arm swing that time. Didn't get it over the top of the tape.
If you are watching the stats, you're going to see that the hitting percentages have started to exchange. Benedictine is finding a groove. Valley City is starting to come down a little bit.
Again, set to the outside to Tara. Vikings send it back around. Overpass back to the Ravens. They'll set it up once again. Tara on the attack. Dug up by Bogenreef. Pushed to the outside. Half-speed attack. And that one's down. Molly Bjornby will get credit for the kill, as de Molinaire couldn't handle that one. Neither team is led by more than, I think, 1 point, maybe 2 at any point in this set, number 2. Vikings winning set number 1, 25-16. Middle attack, that one is wide. Was it touched? They say no. Point to the Vikings.
I thought there was one on that. They may challenge. Coach is asking her players.
We do have challenge capability here at the Bellevue Fieldhouse, but not on that play. Play continues. Tight to the net. Van Cleve is a front row player in this rotation, so she can go up above the net. She does and puts it down for the kill. Isabella Franco comes back in. Couple of dribbles of the volleyball, a spin, and now the serve on its way. And that'll be a serve ace, the first serve ace of the afternoon of this match for the Ravens. A quick look over to her head coach, Victoria Hurt. Now Franco ready to go. Serve reception on this near side. Right side attack, blocked back, kept alive. Little pinball action at the net. Again, Tara with the swing, partially deflected at the net by Carrier. It's going to fall on the Viking side. Point for the Ravens.
Valley City may be getting a little bit predictable on offense. I think that Benedictine has decided to really commit to their middle blockers, and now Valley City is starting to struggle to score from there. Let's see if Valley City compensates and starts using their pins more.
Outside attack, that'll be a kill for Molly Bjornby. Katie Coca with 4 kills, Eden Carrier with 3. They're the top hitters thus far for Valley City. As again, we're tied, this time at 9. Bjornby on serve again. Tara from the outside. That power stroke cross court can't be handled. And the Ravens regain the 1-point lead. Both coaches trying to counteract the moves of the other. Again, substitutions in on both sides of the net as we await Ren Van Cleve's serve. Middle attack is going to fall out of bounds wide. The kill goes to Maddie Geist off the set assist. Madden Bogenreef back in. Short serve this time on the overpass. Handle on the near side by Polju. Another overpass. That one is spanked down by Maddie Geist. She picks up a couple of quick kills.
Benedictine's having trouble getting the ball to number 9. Skomazone, is that how you say that? She has been an absolute force this far in the year, averaging probably about 17 kills a match. Right now, they're struggling to feed their beast.
The power of Barbara Terra on display once again. Listed at 6 foot tall, but maybe jumps a little taller than that.
She's probably touching 10 feet. She's up there. She is a impressive athlete.
Ava Panuel at the service line. Backside set to the right side. Nice pancake save. And across court, that play kept alive by Ava Panuel with that pancake save, allowing her teammates to pick up the point. Again, just a 1-point differential for most of this set. Fredericktown, Missouri native. Sends the next one across on that overpass. Nice
Well
job
played.
from her knees by Maddie Bogenreef. Blocked back to the Valley City side. Again, the right side attack, partially deflected, popped up by DeMolinaire. Cross-court attack. Polju on the dig. Tipped across, DeMolinaire on the dig. Tipped across from the outside. That's going to go down. Benedictine's Bridget O'Sullivan with the kill on that one. O'Sullivan now with 4 kills on the match. The serve continues for Ava Panuel. On the money, on serve receive. Middle attack. A quick stroke by Maddie Geist. Geist now with 4 kills. Molly Bjornby serving it up for Valley City. Nice job on serve receive. Backside set to the right side. Off the defender's hand. The kill for Stefania Skomazin.
That's a great swing to turn it back to the line. That is difficult. Takes a pretty high-level score to figure that one out. And that's what Skomazin has looked like so far this year.
Skomazin and Tara, the pin hitters, kind of the focus of the attack most of the afternoon for Benedictine. Serve on its way. Polju de Ribeiro handles that. Middle attack. Last second, trying to keep it alive. And it's going to be banged down. Just barely cleared the net. Waiting there is Maddie Geist. And off the palm of her hand, put it back down.
Well done.
Good hustle to keep that play alive.
You couldn't see it on the camera, but that defender for Benedictine went all the way to the wall. Almost smacked her head saving it. That was quite impressive.
Here's Annika Polju, but it goes into the net.
This topspin serve that she's about to do has been a force for every opponent that they've had so far this year. Against Briarcliff on Wednesday night, she had 10 aces. Nobody has figured out how to handle this curve yet.
Stefania Skomazin is the person that Brian is talking about. Brief timeout on the floor. Not sure what that was all about, but we're back to the action. Here comes that jump serve from Skomazin. Tips the top of the tape. Nice job in the back row to keep that one live. Punched across. That's Eden Carrier with a punch kill on that one. Credit Molly Bjornby on the serve receive to make that happen. Gracie Schumacher back into the game. She'll take over the setting duties after this service.
Nice
Van
set.
Cleve sets it near the net to the outside, dug up by the Vikings. Vikings will go on the outside attack. That one blocked, but blocked out of bounds. The kill will go to Katie Koka. And we're tied once again at 15. We've been tied just about every point in this set. Tight to the net.
Whoa, that's a block. That will count as a block, and she didn't mean to do it.
Point will go to the Ravens. Tara back in. Huff in. Maya Shirk at the service line. Handled across the way by Kocha. Right side
Nice
attack.
shot.
Sharp angle cross court just inside the line. Katie Kocha with another kill. 16-16. This tight set continues. Again, it was the Vikings who won set number 1. Back in comes Hudson Zerfus to serve. Zerfus from Hope, North Dakota. And little confusion there by the Ravens. The set went between the middle and the outside hitters and falls to the floor for an easy point for the Vikings. Zerfus, a quick look to the bench to her head coach, Michelle Micklejohn. Van Cleve, quick set to the middle. partially deflected. Vikings on the middle attack themselves. That one's dug up by Tatum Huff. DeMolinaire sends it back across. Vikings back on the attack. All the way to the outside. Too much power on that. On the hitting error against Molly Bjornby. 17-17. Back in for Benedictine in the front row. Allison Kubelbeck. And at the service line, Isabella Franco. She's been pretty successful in her couple of previous trips to the service line. Knuckleball sent across. Serve reception on the money. Second hit attack. Heads up play by the setter, Gracie Schumacher.
Braden's going to be here.
Again, a 1-point game.
Phone.
Kinley Suffolcool into the game to serve. Sent across. Van Cleef, second hit attack. Suffolcool will get the dig on that one. Little soft sent across by Schumacher. And she'll pick up the kill from that setter's position. A 2-point lead for Valley.
Those types of kills get your blood boiling a little bit as a coach. Shouldn't happen. Usually miscommunication. We want that point back.
Van Cleve outside. Tara over the top of the block, dug up in the back row. Middle attack, kind of a half speeder off the arm of Maddie Geist. It'll count for a point. 20-17. That's the largest lead for either team in this set number 2. And Benedictine will call a timeout. 3-point lead for the North Dakotans in this set number 2. There's really no predicting. I mean, whether it's going to be a tight match as this set has been, or in set number 1 where the Vikings had a pretty comfortable lead after the halfway point of that one. Same 2 teams, same 2 gyms. It's just the way the volleyball bounces.
Yeah, the difference would be the passing, I think, on the Benedictine side. Both teams are hitting over 300 right now, and you're just trading points. And so it's going to come down to who can put a little run together. And I believe Valley City's on a 3-point run right now, and sometimes that's all you need. One run to win a whole match, and then trade the rest of your points. We'll see how Benedictine responds out of a timeout. Coach Hurt is a really good motivator, and I expect her to make an adjustment, tell them what to set. Hopefully they get a pass and run the play.
Right now the momentum on the side of the Vikings. Let's see how the Ravens can respond. Serve reception just a little off the mark. Outside.
Wow.
To Tara. Nice dig across the way
Free.
by Schumacher to keep that one alive. Free ball back to the Ravens. They'll set it up once again. Van Cleef to the middle this time. Over the top of the block and down. The kill to Allison Kubelbeck, the Lenexa, Kansas native. So that little run has been stopped. Now time for the Ravens to see if they can put one together of their own. Ren Van Cleef, the setter. Now Ren Van Cleef, the server. Off the mark. Nice job by Schumacher to turn it around and keep it alive. Free ball back over. Right side, back set, put down. We haven't seen Benedictine run that a whole lot today, but Stefania Skomazin able to get the point for her team off the nice set from Van Cleef.
This is Benedictine's best rotation with their 2 big hitters on the floor. Can they stay here?
Line drive type serve up to Schumacher. Middle attack block back. Point for the Ravens. Don't know if the blockers got it or the net got it. Either way, it's a point for the Ravens, and we're tied at 20. Victoria Hurd up off the bench to shout and clap encouragement for her team. Van Cleef on serve. Serve reception right on the mark to Schumacher. Tip across over the double block. Smart play by Molly Bjornby to go over the top of the block softly. Bryn Sorensen back into the front row. And serving will be Madden Bogenreef. Van Cleef to the middle, over the top. And it's into the bleachers. A power stroke there by Stefania Skomazin. We're tied once again. Surprise, surprise. Ava Penuel. Her serve is across. Backside set to the right side, tipped across, diving save on the play to keep it alive by Penuel. Tipped over to the Vikings, pushed to the outside, the attack cross court again. Penuel on the dig off the attack by Sorensen. Tip over the top, Sorensen the dig there. To the middle, a twisting attempt, but it falls to the floor, and the Ravens get the point and a 1-point lead. Michelle Micklejohn will call the timeout, wanting her Valley City State team to come on over and talk things over as they trail by 1 point in this set, but lead 1-0.
I think Valley City thinks they found a way to exploit Benedictine with tips. They keep trying to tip short over the block, and Benedictine has picked up a handful, but you don't win games by tipping. You got to take swings. So although Valley City may be able to get a point or two of those tips, in a close set like this, when Benedictine's swinging hard, the tips won't do it. So Valley City, I'm going to guess the coach is telling them here, we got to go down swinging, win or lose. So we'll see if they come out a little bit more tense here.
You make me smile, Brian. One of Trish's original assistant coaches, Dawn Hodovy, that was always her motive. Hit the damn ball!
Yeah. You got to swing. Good things
you
happen
got to
when
tip
you
sometime,
swing.
but that was Dawn's favorite thing, coming off the bench, and we'll go from there. Thinking about you, Dawn, as we're back to the action. Vikings, right side attack, block back across the way. Give the credit on that play to Bridget O'Sullivan for the block and a 2-point Raven lead.
And that's okay. We're okay with getting blocked there. It's the right mentality. Doesn't always work, but you got to keep swinging.
Again, the serve from Penuel. She's had a couple of nice strings in the match. That one hit into the net by Maddie Geist. And now Benedictine at set point, 24-21. Penuel on serve. Right on the money, second hit attack. That's going to be called illegal back row attack, as Bogenreef must have been over the top of the net. And set number 2 is in the book. We're tied 1 set apiece. It was 25-16 in set number 1, 25-21 in set number 2, as each team with 1 set under their belts.
I was looking at the roster for Benedictine, and one interesting thing I'm finding is that they are a really young team. They have 19 players, but only 5 upperclassmen. They have 2 seniors and 3 juniors. And the seniors are the libero and the setter. And those are 2 positions that tend to have leadership qualities. So if you're only going to have 2 seniors, those are pretty good spots to have them on the floor. And then the rest of the team is just a bunch of, I think the players that are playing are tending to be sophomores, and they are just playing fearless. And that's a really good sign for Benedictine's program, that these kids are going to carry forward. I think this is Coach Hurt's third or fourth year. I can't remember exactly how long she's been there.
Her 6th year.
6, okay, my apologies.
You
6.
need more fingers there.
I do. 6 years. But they're going to continue to stay a strong program with this young core. Sometimes you have to learn how to win the tough matches, how to get a little bit gritty. They pulled out wins early, but now they're being pushed by Valley. So we'll see how they respond. But they have a couple of really strong leaders in their seniors, and then a bunch of young kids who are playing like they got nothing to lose.
Well, we mentioned in the opening of today's broadcast that the Ravens had 4 all-conference selections returning from last year, so the players that did have back had some credibility to them. You know, they were players that were very good, whereas the Vikings lost their top 4 hitters. So kind of a compare and contrast of these 2 teams on display here in the floor of this afternoon's match.
Valley City has been a really strong team the last couple of years with a couple of middles. They had a pair of middles that were big point producers. They had a really strong outside in Macy Phrygian. And they've had a really good libero the last couple of years. And this definitely looks like a new Valley City team. They're not off to the strongest start record-wise. I'm pretty impressed with how they're playing today. And their freshman, number 10, she is off to a great start individually, but team wins matter more than one person getting their kills. So Valley City's figuring out their identity. That's what these early season tournaments are all about. And Benedictine is a quality team. They are going to be in contention for the playoffs and probably their conference title. So this is a battle of two teams who want to elevate their programs and win their conference. First get in the tournament, win the conference tournament. When you make it to the opening round, you take your shot. Anything goes at that point.
It's just kind of a confidence-building time of the year, isn't it? You
For sure.
see what you have as compared to last year. The Bellevue Bruins lost 3 All-American players last year. So your job and Braden's job and Trish's job to groom these kids that haven't had the accolades that some of those young ladies that left last year, trying to mold them into a new team. And that's the same for Michelle Micklejohn and also for Victoria Hurd here to get their teams ready to go and see what their identity is for 2026.
We feel like a lot of the NAIA are kind of in this shift. A lot of teams lost some of these fifth-year seniors. There's no more COVID players, but there just seems to be a shift that teams are refiguring identities. I know within our conference, we are pretty new. Providence is pretty new. We all lost these really senior-heavy groups. And it just seems, as I look around the league, a lot of people are experiencing that this year. So the early results across the league in the NAIA have been very interesting. Anybody can win.
And now the two teams do switch sides of the net. So we've got Valley City State on the left side of your screen, Benedictine on the right side of your screen. We'll start things off with a service ace, Madden Bogenreef. For the 3rd consecutive set, the Vikings on the scoreboard first. That is the 5th service ace of the game for the Vikings. And then they'll follow that up with a service error. They'll feast and famine at the serving line on that trip by Madden Bogenreef. Back into the game is Ava Panuel. She's been the most effective server for Benedictine this afternoon. She's had a couple of trips to the line where she's scored multiple points. Tight to the net. Dug out by Bogenreef. That one popped up in the air as it was rolling down the net by Sorensen. Tossed back over to the Ravens side. They don't do much with it other than toss it back. Vikings reload. Right side attack, a tip. And they're going to say it hit the floor. So credit the kill on the right side tip by Molly Bjornby. Bjornby now with 4 kills. Valley City State led by Maddie Geist with 7. Katie Koka with 6. Serve on its way from Bjornby. Tight to the net. Nice play to keep it out by Van Cleve. Across the way. Power stroke dug up nicely by de Molinaire.
Good
A
up.
nice play by Libero on the Viking side by Pulju. And that one's going to find the floor from the right side. Half speeder over the top by Stefania Skomazin. And we're starting off set number 3 like we did with set number 2. A very tight, actually set number 1 was a tight contest till we got to about the 15-point mark when the Vikings pulled away. 1 win apiece in the 2 previous sets. Middle attack, that's going to wind up in the bleachers. The kill on the play by Maddie Geist. So Geist now up to 8 kills. Stefania Skomazin with 9 kills. Barbara Terra with 8 kills, the top 2 hitters for Benedictine. Here's Maddie Geist, or excuse me, Annika Pulju. Right side attack, Skomazin blocked back. Kept alive, tipped to the corner. Nice job of covering it up across the way. Right side attack down the line. That's popped up. Well, they're going to say net violation against Benedictine. Annika Pulju continues. She's a sophomore from Seneca, Minnesota. All the Valley City State players from the upper Midwest. That's a turnaround spike. And kill by Eden Carrier on the overpass. Valley City State, a 3-point run here. And an ace. Off the arm of Bridget O'Sullivan. Now 6 aces on the match for Valley City. Valley City located in East Central North Dakota.
Oop.
And that one too tight to the net for Skomazin to do anything with. So a 4-point run. Make that a 5-point run at 7-2. Van Cleve rolls it to the outside. That one's blocked, but blocked out of bounds. Powerful stroke by Bridget O'Sullivan. She'll pick up her 6th kill of the match. Here's Skomazin, the junior out of Italy. That high toss, not quite as powerful a serve that time. Middle attack, that one's wide on the hitting error against Carrier. Skomazin also listed at 6 foot, but some great jumping ability. Push to the outside, partially deflected at the net after the hit by Koka. Blocked and down. On the double block, I think Bryd Sorensen got most of that one on the outside. Talk about the double block, would you please, Brian? Who's responsible for getting where to set that block?
Yeah, in a block scenario, you want your pin blocker to really establish the, let's say, the angle of approach. And then it's the middle's job to just get over there as close as they can. It's okay if they bump each other a little bit. It's becoming pretty common in the high levels to see the middles roll off the backs of the pin blockers. But the pins have to line up in front of the hitter. And the middles don't even have to look at the ball. Honestly, they can just find their blocker, get back to the net, get their hands over, and good things will happen. So there's a lot of communication that has to happen really quickly, and most of that responsibility falls to the pin blocker.
Hitting error against Benedictine's Bridget O'Sullivan on that last play gives the point to Valley City on 9-4 lead for the visitors from North Dakota. Timeout called by Benedictine head coach Victoria Hurt. That's her first of this set. Her team trailing by 5. Again, we've got volleyball action. 2 more matches yet to come later today. After this match concludes, it'll be Grandview University taking on Dordt University. That's the battle for Iowa, those 2 schools. And our nightcap tonight, Bellevue University, the home team, the number 8 rated team in the NAIA in the preseason coaches poll, taking on Xavier University out of New Orleans, Louisiana. They've traveled the furthest of any of the 7 teams to get here for this tournament. Again, the tournament featuring all female head coaches. All right, we're back to the action after the timeouts. Returning to the service line, Gracie Schumacher. Quick hitter to the middle from Van Cleve to JoJo Vanderwoody. Back into serve is Maya Shirk. Kansas City, Missouri native, not too far away from Atchison, Kansas. Her serve rolls off the top of the net. Alert play there by Carrier to send it back. The attack from the right side by Kocha, handled by the Ravens. Tip across. Nice sliding dig by Lucas. Cross court kill. Katie Kocha with a kill cross court. Kocha now up to 7 kills on the match. Only Maddie Geist with 8 has more. Hudson Zerfus to the far corner. Quick set from Van Cleve
nice
to the middle. Tipped across, handled. Now free ball back. Ravens reload. Quick set to the middle. Popped up sky high, and it'll be out of play. Middle attack by the Ravens earns the point. I think that was Vanderwoody getting credit for the kill on that one from the Van Cleve set. Here's Isabella Franco. And that one goes long. 11-6 our score. For Valley City, they have 6 serve aces against 4 serve errors. For Benedictine, only 1 ace against 6 errors. At the service line is Kinley Suffacool. Quick hitter, middle attack. Nice dig on that quick attack by Schumacher. Back to the Ravens side. They have a quick turnaround. Barbara Terra. Oh, we've got a whistle ball. It's going to be a point for the Ravens either way. Again, substitutions come in as Ren Van Cleve readies to serve. Back set, right side, the attack. Nice job keeping it up off the floor by Poljuk.
Nice.
Once again, nice play there by the Ravens libero. She'll get credit for 3 digs in this rally. Middle attack is a winner. The kill goes to Allison Kubelbeck.
Both of these teams are just feeding their middle hitters. I feel like, in my head from watching, I feel like Benedictine's middles should have more kills. I feel like they are getting so many swings. But they are just trading blows, middle attack versus middle attack. And
Vikings hit into the net.
the idea of setting the middles is just like in football. You want to establish the run to open up the play action. In volleyball, we got to establish the middles to hold the blockers and open up your pins. Benedictine, I've been trying to identify a pattern with them out of service even. I can't really find one. They're setting everybody. It makes it very, very hard to stop if you can't serve them off the net.
Nice job of distributing the ball up and down the line. Another point for the Ravens as they're on a 4-point run here to get within 1 point. 11-10 our score. Valley City State head coach Michelle Micklejohn will call the timeout. It's a 1-point game. The match tied at 1 set apiece.
Skomazone is up to 10 kills for Benedictine. She didn't have a whole lot of kills in the first set. They're clearly trying a little bit harder to get her the ball because she's a point scorer. And as much as we say maybe defense wins championships or things like that, you got to score points to win games. And so when you got somebody who gets it and they get the job done, you feed them as much as you can. We used to have a couple of those people at Bellevue.
Yeah. And that hot hand, you keep feeding it to her.
Even if everybody can score, sometimes you just got to go to your most reliable, trusted ones. And for Benedictine, that's absolutely number 9. And when number 9 is up with number 6, and how often they're setting the middles, you can't really stop either. You can't commit to one attacker. So this rotation, number 1, with the setter serving, if they can put runs together here, the setter keeps going, this is where they would win matches.
Van Cleve serves it across. Middle attack punched across. Net violation against Benedictine. So that little run they had going comes to an end. Back to a 2-point lead for Valley City. Madden Bogenreef back to serve. Skomazin, number 9, as you mentioned, 10 kills for her. Barbara Terra with 9 kills, top 2 hitters for Benedictine. Maddie Geist with 8, Katie Kocha with 7, the top 2 hitters. As Skomazin adds another one to her totals with that middle attack.
Well, that's one pattern I've identified. When number 9 runs up the middle, she likes to turn it to right back.
Next up at the serving line, Ava Panuel. A little bit off the mark. Tracked down, right side attack, tipped across. Covered up by Panuel. Nice long stretch to reach back behind. Punched over. Skomazin on the dig. Tipped across to the corner.
Ooh.
And down.
Yes, I thought there was a net touch.
So the point will go to the Vikings on that net violation. So a point that got away from the Ravens right there. Serving is Molly Bjornby. Nicely up to Van Cleve. Blocked back off the hit by Skomazin. This time they'll go to the near side. Tip back across, a couple of attacks until that one there will end it. Katie Kocha cross-court winner on that. Bridget O'Sullivan had a couple of attacks on that rally, but the Raven defense turned them both back around. Again, Bjornby on serve. Nice job by DeMolinaire to get the serve receive up to her setter. Play continues after the turnaround. And down into the net. I think a hitting error against Maddie Geist. Blockers were there, but I don't think it ever got over the top of the net. Again, a 2-point game. JoJo Vanderwoody back into the front row. And the serve into the net. Chiara Aguilera back into serve there, but it goes into the net. She's back out, replaced by the libero, Kelly DeMolinaire. As Valley City libero, Annika Polju sends it across. Nice serve receive, outside attack Skomazin, but it's off the blocker's hands and out of bounds. Another kill for the junior out of Italy, Stefania Skomazin. Two-point game. Skomazin at the service line. Right side attack, nice. Power down the line, but a nice job by Polju to get the dig. Tipped across, a kill in the middle. JoJo Vanderwoody.
She doesn't have an ace yet today, or in this game. I'm gonna try an announcer jinx here.
There's that high toss. There's the strong
great
serve,
pass.
but again, a great job on serve receive.
Nobody's home.
Give credit to Katie Coca for the kill, but give even more credit to Klana Hillary for being on the receiving end of that power stroke from the service line. Here's Gracie Schumacher. She's into serve and then set. Van Cleve, quick set to the middle. Back-to-back kills for JoJo Vanderwoody for the Ravens. Again, a 1-point game.
With that last swing, Coca is now hitting 500 in the match. 9 kills, no errors. She's having quite a day, and as a freshman, this is a very impressive performance.
Maya Shirk back in to serve. Line drive type serve. Handled by DeMolinaire. Blocked at the net, near side. Combination block on that one.
I jinxed her.
Tara and not quite sure who the other person was there to close it.
6. Tara, and the middle.
So 16-16 our score. Shirk again on serve. Popped up, kept in play. Stretch out, tipped across. Where are the Ravens gonna go? To the middle and down. Another kill for JoJo Vanderwoody. She's become the go-to girl, the hot hand we talked about earlier in recent play here for the Ravens. They take a 1-point lead.
Yeah, Vanderwoody's got 7 kills and only 3 errors, hitting .222. What that tells me is that she is getting so many swings. Because 7 kills, 3 errors is not a bad ratio, but they are setting her so much, and she's keeping a lot in play. That's what I'm reading by this hitting percentage at this point. I can't see how many attempts on my score, but she's got a ton.
That serving error into the net ties it back up again as the Vikings back on serve. Tipped across, and it's on the line. Heads up play by Molly Bjornby to earn the point for her team. Hudson Zerfus again on serve. Right on the money to Van Cleve. She sets it up for Tara, bangs off a couple of hands before it hits the floor. Another kill for the outside hitter, Barbara Tara. Skomazin with 12 kills, Tara with 9 to lead the way for Benedictine. Again, back in is Franco to serve.
Good pass.
Middle attack, tip with the left hand, covered up. Van Cleve to the outside to Tara, hands on the net, deflection. Push to the outside to Bjornby, hands deflections, tip into the net and down. Another kill for Bjornby. Bjornby with 5 kills. Coca with 9 and Geist with 9, the top 2 hitters for Valley City. Kinley Suffolcool back in to serve. Sends it across to this near corner. And that one's long. Attack out of the middle. Carries just a little bit too long. Kubelbeck close but not quite. A 2-point lead for Valley City as we get to the critical points of the set. Van Cleve back to Terra. Dug up. Overpass back. Terra again from the outside. Touched at the net and down. Another kill for Barbara Terra off the set from Van Cleve. Back to a 1-point game. Van Cleve now at the service line, so she'll be a back row player. She'll have 3 points of attack in the front. Middle tack and a kill. Kind of a throw kill on that from the middle. Nicely executed between setter and Maddie Geist. Back in comes Madden Bogenreef. She replaces Gracie Schumacher at that setter position in the 2-setter offense for Valley City. And it's off the arm, a service ace. Here's where every serve reception becomes very critical. A 3-point lead for Valley City. Benedictine will take its second timeout. 22-19 our score as we near the end of set number 3 to see who gets the advantage before moving to set number 4.
Yeah, right now Benedictine is in rotation 1. That's a difficult rotation for most teams to side out because you've got your setter trapped in the back row. You've got your right side hitting on the outside. Maybe your outside is stacked over. Maybe she's spread on the right side. It just becomes very complex, and it's very easy to cause chaos for opponents with a well-placed serve. So although they have sided out pretty effectively here by getting number 9 the ball in the middle of the court, you need the pass to do it. And if it's not perfect, it becomes predictable. Easy dig for a team like Valley City. And with the way that they're swinging, they're scoring. So we'll see if they get a pass here. They've shifted their formation a little bit to try to get number 6 on the outside. Look for number 2 up the middle. Sorry, number 9.
On serve. Handled by de Molinaire. As you predicted, the set to the outside. Barbara Terra able to spank that one down. 22-20 our score.
They used number 9 as a decoy there. She had been scoring so much, the blocker held a little bit extra. That's a very good decision by the setter.
Ava Panuel sends her serve across. A little bit off the mark, tracked down by Bogenreef to the outside. That's going to be a 4-hit attack point for Benedictine. Yeah, it's the hard-driven spikes that everybody cheers for, but it's those hard-working back row players on serve receive and that oftentimes don't get noticed. There's a perfect, little too
nice
tight
save
to the net, but a nice job by Bogenreef to keep it out. Where are the Ravens going to go? They're going to go to the right side to Skomazin, block back. Sliding
Nice.
save over here on the Viking side. That one's powered down. Credit the kill to Maddie Geist, 23-21. Again, a couple of nice diving defensive plays or sliding defensive plays to keep that alive.
Up to 11
Here's the
kills
serve
for
from Molly
Geist.
Bjornby. Van Cleve tracks it down to this near side. Cross-court attack off the hit by Lucero.
Straight up.
Or by O'Sullivan, excuse me. Banging around on each side. Here's to the outside attack.
What a ball.
1 hit remaining. O'Sullivan turned back around by the Viking blockers. To the outside, Skomazin turned around. Tip back over, diving save. Nice hustle. Again,
That's
a nice
up.
play. A pancake, but then into the net. Defensive efforts on both sides there. But the Vikings get the point in a 24-21 lead.
Rally of the game right there.
Here's Bjornby for the set 3 win. Head across. De Molinaire on the money to Van Cleve. Outside, Skomazin just long. Less than a foot past the end, and now the up official is going to overrule and say it was touched at the net. Will we have a review coming up here? It's up to Michelle Micklejohn if she wants to challenge. And we will have a challenge on the play. Challenge on the touch call. The ball was long past that end line, but was it touched?
This one's going to be tough to overturn. I've really tried to help out our camera system here on the replays. I've increased the frame rate, but no matter what, that play is opposite across from our net cam. It's a little too far away for all of our sidelines and our end lines to catch. If it's a micro touch, I don't think they're going to come back inconclusive if it's a micro touch. If it changes spin, we should be able to catch that on our cameras, but what we've found is that the touches are really, really hard to catch. I don't know if there was a touch. Maybe they'll see some space between the hand and the wall. We're trying to see the monitor here. Oh, he turned it around. We can't sneak a peek.
Do you know how many different cameras there are here in the new facility?
We have 5. We have 4 that are installed into the walls, 1 on each end line.
And the
They
point
gave it to him?
will go to the Ravens.
Wow. That's good for our system. I'm glad that they could see that. We didn't know if we could. So yeah, there are 4 cameras installed, and then we put the net camera up every game day. So we have 5. I think ideally people would like 6. We're good with 5.
24-22. Here's Kelly, De Molinaire on serve. Second hit attack, banged once, banged twice, and pushed across back to the Viking side. Right side attack down the line, and down. The kill by Bryn Sorensen, and 25-22, a victory for Valley City State in set number 3.
I would not be surprised if this goes to a 5th. These have been so evenly matched.
So 2-1 lead for Valley City State, the member of the Frontier Conference leading against Benedictine University, a member of the Heart of America Athletic Conference. Let's take a quick look at some of the stats as we've gone through each of the first 3 sets. As you would expect, the team that
the hitting percentages have flipped.
Yeah, it's just for the match in total, 209 for Valley City State, 236 for Benedictine. Even though Valley City has the lead, they're behind in hitting percentage. 34 assists for Valley City, 41, most of them from Van Cleve for Benedictine. One of the noticeable areas, 7 serve aces for Valley City to only 1 for Benedictine, and only 4 serve errors for Valley as opposed to 8 for Benedictine. So some of those critical points of the match, those free points, giveaway points there, may be affecting the way things have turned out so far. Benedictine with an advantage in blocks. They have 7 total blocks to 3 for Valley City. And individually, Stefania Skomazin with 13 kills. Barbara Terra with 12. They're the top 2 hitter. JoJo Vanderwoody has 7. Bridget O'Sullivan has 6. For Valley City, Maddie Geist with 11 kills. Katie Coca with 10. Aiden Carrier and Molly Bjornby with 5 apiece.
The biggest difference when I'm looking at this box score, it's a little confusing, honestly, if you look at it, that Benedictine is winning in a couple of key categories. They both have taken 110 swings. They are identical in their attempts. Benedictine has scored 50 earned points. Valley City has earned 49 points. But the difference, and a lot of it is coming down to that serving right now, but Benedictine has 36 errors, and Valley City only has 22. So if I was looking at this, and if I was in this game, and I'm Benedictine, I'm saying we're giving this to Valley City. We're playing good. We are hitting 236. We're good. We're getting a lot of our blocks. They're not generating the aces that they typically have. Like I said, Skomazon has not gotten an ace yet. She typically is getting like probably 4 or 5 a match. So she needs to produce a little bit more, or the other team's got to pick her up. But this is as even as you could possibly look. and it's unforced errors. That would be the story right now. So serving or just hitting them out in the net. So if Benedictine can shift that, they could win the next two. If Valley City keeps going and forces Benedictine to, keep it alive until they mess up on their own, that can win you a match just the same.
All right, we're ready for set number 4. First serve will go to Benedictine. It'll be the setter, Ren Van Cleef, serving it across. Push to the outside. The attack from Bryn Sorensen, covered up on this near side. Middle block sent back to the Ravens side. Terra, battle at the net, and it'll be Barbara Terra who'll get credit for the first kill. And for the first time today, the Ravens take the first point of the set. So Barbara Terra will pick up her 13th, so that ties her with Stefania Skomazin. Van Cleve serves another one across. On the money to Bogenreef to the outside. A half speeder kind of off the side of the arm of Bryn Sorensen, but it works for the kill.
Typically, if you're in a match like this and you're down, you're going to start using your go-to people. So we're going to see a lot of number 6 and number 9 for Benedictine.
That serve just a little bit long. Molly Bjornby missed by less than a foot on that back line. Subs in for the Ravens, including Ava Panuel. Serving specialist this afternoon. She's been pretty effective. Line drive type serve popped up. Bogenreef half to travel, half speeder on this near side. Again, it's Bryn Sorensen. We saw her on the opposite side, now on this near side, collecting a couple of kills in this rotation. Libero Annika Polyu. The Molinaire on the receiving end. Outside attack, dug up in the back row. Flat-footed attack across the way by Kokcha. O'Sullivan dug up by Polju to the near side. De Molinaire with a nice dig at the back row. Tipped across by Skomazin, and a whistle's going to blow. A net violation. That's going to go against Valley City's Katie Koka.
That's still a kill. One of my pet peeves is sometimes playing adult volleyball, and when people go in the net, they think that it's like, you didn't earn the kill, I gave it to you. Kill's a kill in the stat book. She'll take it anyway.
Kelly De Molinaire on serve. A little bit off the mark.
Oh.
Sent back across. Tight to the net. Skomazin just pops it across. Right side attack. That one's blocked back in the middle. Credit Jojo Vanderwoody on the block on that play. 4-2 lead for Benedictine. They need to win set number 4 to force a set number 5. All 3 of the previous matches today have all gone 4 sets. Middle attack thrown to the corner by Eden Carrier. Covered up by De Molinaire. Power stroke off the double block. Right side attack again. That one's good. Again, Bryn Sorensen carrying the load here in set number 4 for the Vikings. Gracie Schumacher back in to serve and set for Valley City. De Molinaire. Nice on-serve reception up to Van Cleve. The attack is covered up by the Vikings. From the outside, cross-court attack by Koka is deflected out of bounds by the Ravens. 4-4 our score as Southpaw swinger Gracie Schumacher sends that one across. Right side attack by Skomazin. She powers over the top of the block. That's where she's most effective when that ball is set a couple of feet off the net. She can use her height and jumping ability to go over or around the blockers.
She really has a really long reach, and she hits at the very top of her reach. It is why she's allowed to get off those fingers.
Skomazin serves the next one into the net, however. 5-5 our score. Hudson Zerfus. Middle attack, double blocker, send it back, tipped over to the Vikings side. Loading up from the outside for the kill. Molly Bjornby puts that one down. For Bjornby, that's her 6th kill of the match. Zerfus again on serve. Van Cleve to the near side. O'Sullivan on the attack, partially deflected at the net. Back set to the near side, tipped over the top. Nice play in the back row there to keep it alive by Pinuel. And another whistle's a net violation. That'll go against the Ravens. I think it was against O'Sullivan. A 2-point lead for the North Dakota squad. Van Cleve pushes to the outside. O'Sullivan with a big blast. Overpass back by Zerfus. Back row attack is long by Skomanson. A 3-point lead for Valley City. They've built up a little cushion. Zerfus again. Van Cleve, second hit at tackle, waiting for it. Back over to the Ravens. Again, O'Sullivan cross court. Dug up by Polju. Outside attack by Bjornby. Middle attack from Vanderwood. Now back again to the outside. It's Bridget O'Sullivan. Will finally put that rally to an end, banging the ball off the outside arm of the blocker. So a 2-point game. Barbara Terra back into the front row for Benedictine. And Maya Shirk back in to serve.
We're starting to reach the point in the match where it's not even about your skill anymore. It's about stamina. These teams are working really hard. I just saw number 17 take a huge sigh after that play. So it's going to be who has the energy to get through here. It's their second match of the day. So they're already exhausted a little bit from earlier. And now you're playing a really intense match. So it's going to take a lot of grit to pull this one out.
Nice play by Van Cleve on the block. It falls on that far sideline, so a point for the Ravens. They're back within 1 as Shirk continues on serve. And it'll be an ace. A little indecision that time whether it was going to be in or long. Hudson Zerfus decided to play it at the last second, couldn't get a good handle. Tied at 8. And it's a service ace, second one in this rotation, and lands just inside the sideline. Maya Shirk has done a nice job coming in to serve. I believe this is now serve number 5 since she came in, 4 or 5. But she's given her team the lead, and then she makes it a tie as that one goes into the net. But that gave a little spark to the Benedictine squad to get back into it. Kinley Suffolcool at serve for Valley. Free ball coming. The pass, the set, backside set, tipped across. It's outside the antenna, however, so the point will go to the Ravens.
Benedictine has started to employ a strategy of blocking that we call fronting. At least that's what we call it at Bellevue. We're going to front the middle blocker on the other side. So no matter where that middle goes, if the pass is on the net, Benedictine's middle is going to follow them. Trying to really prioritize taking away that hitter.
Isabella Franco in to serve, tries to make that play, but cannot. As the attack from the outside by Molly Bjornby is a point for Valley City. 10-10 on the scoreboard, 2-1 lead in sets for Valley City. As Madden Bogenreef checks back in to be the server and setter. The Molinaire on the money with the serve, receive, and blocked in the middle. Play by Maddie Geist, got a good read. Got the block and the point for her team. Valley City back on top by 1. And that's going to be an ace as it goes off to Molinaire's arm. A 2-point lead. Bogan Reef has tried to serve long in each of her opportunities here at the service line. Let's see if she tries to go back there again. Again, it carries long, this time a little bit off the mark, but playable for Van Cleve. Free ball coming to the Viking side. Tight to the net, punched, but too long. Geist try to keep it in play, but too much of a punch that time, a couple of feet past the end line. As Brian mentioned, stamina, a big part of the finish of this match, especially considering that both these teams played earlier this morning.
You're going to see them moving a little bit slower between points, trying to breathe. The setter just took her time picking up the ball right there.
Blocked in the middle.
Oh.
But the net violation against the Ravens. Barbara Terra there as part of the block.
Those are always tough calls. They happen so fast. The ball probably pushes the net into their hand. I would love to see the replay of this one. I think it's a good challenge.
And we are going to have a challenge, yes.
It's a
Benedictine
worthy
coach
challenge.
Victoria Hurt wants to challenge on that play. It was Terra along with Kugelbeck, I believe.
Yep.
Providing the block there in the middle, but the official will now look at the screen down at the scorer's table. We don't have access to that.
Nope, he keeps turning the screen around. This ref is making the calls for himself, which is what he's supposed to do.
Tip of the cap to all the folks working at the scorer's table. It's a long weekend. 6 matches today, 6 matches tomorrow.
Can you see it? Is he showing it?
And the point will go to Valley City State. They say it is number 15, Kubelbeck. That was the one in the net.
I'd like to see this one because I don't know what the rule officially states, but if I'm up in the air and they hit the ball into the net and it touches me, I don't think that that's a violation, and I feel like that's what happened there.
So a 2-point lead for Valley City as play continues in the middle.
Oh.
Block back, and that's 4-hit attack. A block in the middle by Valley City's Maddie Geist. A 3-point lead for Valley City. If they win the set, the match is over. Benedictine has to win this one to force a 5th. Again, the serve from Bjornby. That's another ace. And Benedictine may be feeling a little bit out of sorts, out of momentum after that tough call at the net. They allowed that ace. That is now the 9th service ace of the match for Valley City. Timeout called. 15-11 our score in set number 4.
I wish we could hear the coaches mic'd up. I just love hearing other coaches and, and the way that they either motivate or inspire, the way they're talking about tactics. You know, there's a lot of different ways you could take a timeout. One of the ways that Coach Trish has really embraced is really a lot more calming and catching your breath, staying focused and centered in the moment. I like to be, like, she'll do her talk, and then I come in with a little bit of the tactical and reminders. What I just kind of saw here is, you know, Valley City seems to be very calm. Their coach was talking to a few players, while Benedictine's coach was talking to the whole team, trying to rally them to find probably that last bit of energy they got. It's a long day. I just saw her point up to the score. It's only 15-11. There's a lot of game left here. But are we going to dig deep and want to win this one more than they do?
So let's see who comes out of this timeout with the momentum. Right now, Valley City has a little bit going their way with that 4-point lead. But still, as Brian said, a lot of volleyball left to be played in this set. Molly Bjornby again on serve. The Molinaire to Van Cleve. Middle attack partially deflected at the net, but it goes down on the floor. Middle attack by Stefania Skomazin. Another point for her, another point for her team. And the little run there by Valley City comes to an end. Back to the action as Ava Panuel will serve. Quick glance to the bench for location. And it's a service ace on the back line. Back row players decided to let it go, but it bottom dropped out of it. It hit the tape at the back of line. And now a 2-point game. Panuel again on serve. Nice job on serve receive that time. Push to the outside block, but blocked out of bounds. It'll be a kill for Katie Koka. And a 3-point game. Eden Carrier checks back in for Valley City. As back to the serving line goes Annika Pulu. Polju on serve. Mickeljohn again to Van Cleve. To the right side. Skomazin on the attack. Block back. Skomazin again from the right side. Dug up. Middle attack off the blocker's hands and down. Middle attack by Eden Carrier. Back to a 4-point lead. That matches the largest lead of this set. Second game of the day for both these squads. They'll be back in action again tomorrow. Skomazin blocked back once again. A nice dig. Outside attack. That does not get over the net. Credit Ren Van Cleve for keeping that ball alive after the block of the attack by Skomazin. A 3-point game. Here's Kelly DeMolinaire.
Nice.
Tipped across by Carrier, banged around and free ball back. Nice hustle by DeMolinaire to keep it alive. A fallback attack by Koka. Middle attack is down. The attack by JoJo Vanderwoody. Here's DeMolinaire. Serving from the far left side of the service area. On the money with the serve receive. Cross-court attack is too long. Sorensen momentum carrying her to the right. Tried to go back left across her body and put too much into it. What was a 4-point lead moments ago, now a 1-point lead for Valley City. DeMolinaire once again. That one sails long. Good decision to let that one travel. Koka and Bjornby over there. 2-point lead back in. Changing of the setters. Here's Gracie Schumacher to serve. Line drive type serve popped up to the middle. Nice. The attack goes down. Vanderwoody with a couple of big kills in this rotation. Again, a nice defensive play by Ava Panuel helped get that one started.
She's due for that ace.
Skomazin popped up, nicely done in the back row by Polju. Cross court, DeMolinaire on the dig. O'Sullivan blocked, but blocked out of bounds. Point for the Ravens. We're tied at 18.
Part of the risk of the jump spin serve is that it's just an extra jump. This girl has taken so many swings. Does she have enough juice? Wow.
Just off the floor. Polju again on the play. And that cross-court attack by Ellie Lucas goes wide. Benedictine regains the lead at 19-18. Valley City State head coach Michelle Mickeljohn will call the timeout. One timeout for each squad remaining.
We like to believe that calling a timeout during a jump server's turn is pretty disruptive to their rhythm. So this girl can go on runs. She's done it every game this year. On Wednesday, she had 4 aces in a row to end the first set against Briarcliff. It causes chaos to the other side, and Valley City is doing a great job of handling it, but it's still getting them off the net. And if this girl can keep the ball in and get Valley City off the net, force these unforced errors that Valley City's just had 2 in a row, Benedictine can win this one and carry some momentum into the 5th.
We talk about playing 2 matches today. Benedictine also played on Wednesday night, so they haven't had a lot of rest over the last 72 hours. Here's Skomazin once again. Popped up by Bjornby. Right side attack push, too long. The last 3 Valley City attacks have all been either long or wide. That time it was Katie Kocha who misses. A 2-point lead for Benedictine. 5 points more for them to turn it to a set number 5. Skomazin, again, it's nicely done by Polju on the receiving end.
Wow.
Skomazin on the dig, off the hit by Kotka. Second hit attack, nicely read. And down from the middle, the kill by JoJo Vanderwoody. Vanderwoody has come on strong here in set number 4. She now has 9 kills on the match.
That dig by number 9 is what we call a look what I found dig. You just kind of get your hands up, hit you in the chest, and you go, whoa, look what I found. It's a good job by her to get that up. That's a huge point at this point in the match.
Stefania Skomazin continues to keep that jump serve coming. She's only had 1 error on the match. Bang, once again, a nice job by Polju to go down and get it. The middle attack by Carrier, back over to the Viking side. And it's down, a right side attack. Ellie Lucas did a nice job of getting herself set to get some elevation and gets the kill to make it a 2-point game once again. Here's Hudson Zerfus coming in. Every point critical from here on in. O'Sullivan, a banger down the line.
Great ball.
The dig by Schumacher, tipped across. 1 hit left for the Ravens. They send it across. Where's Schumacher going to go? To the outside. Nice dig on this near side by Panuel, but it'll be a point for the Vikings, 21-20. Again, Zerfus. Tight to the net, and it's into the net. A serving ace for Hudson Zerfus, and we're tied at 21. It's anyone's set at this point.
Aces
and
are
a timeout for a floor duty here.
Aces are such momentum shifters. They're a huge emotional boost for the team that gets it, and it's sometimes a demoralizer for the team that allows it to happen because it's a forced error. I thought Benedictine was really starting to steal this thing because of the jump serve and getting them off the net. Valley City has stormed right back. So let's see, 21-21. First one to get 4 points might win it.
Again, the importance of serve receive to transition into offense. That's a good start. The middle attack, however, blocked up. Dug out by Schumacher. Again, the Ravens will reload the tip. Bruins and Vikings able to get to that one. The middle attack. Eden Carrier gets credit for the kill. Partially deflected at the net. Now a 1-point advantage for Valley City.
Have to swing. You take your swings when they're there.
Again, watch for the serve receive. Overpass, no good. Opportunity for the Vikings. Right side attack upcoming. Cross court off of Skomazin, up in the air. Tracked down by Demoliere. 1 left. Vikings once again reload. Schumacher to the middle to Carrier. The set is just wide. Point Benedictine. That'll allow Barbara Terra to come back into the front row for Benedictine. Also back in comes Maya Shirk to serve. 22-22.
I feel like it's been a minute since we've called Terra's name for a kill.
On the money with serve receive. Push to the outside to Bjornby. Terra with the dig. Push to the open corner. Good recognition by Zerfus to cover it up. Right side attack. Half-speed roller. Another kill from the right side. Ellie Lucas has had a couple from that spot in the last several points. 23-22.
Dig deep.
Here's Kinley Suffolcool to serve.
They've gone to number 16 a lot if on a good pass here.
Middle attack, half speeder, covered up. Bjornby, the tip, partially deflected. Pancake save from the back row by Demoliere. Middle attack, pounded down. Point for Valley City. Off the middle attack from Maddie Geist. Match point for Valley City at 24-22. Timeout, second timeout called by Benedictine's head coach Victoria Hurt.
This has been just a fun match. Just big plays both ways, a couple really long rallies. Man, like, I'm getting excited. Like, I get nervous for them watching it.
Outside of that first set where it was like 6-point win, I think it was in that one, every other set has been a nail biter from just a 1 or 2 point differential.
Just back and forth. That's just why I love volleyball. At any time, momentum can swing. You make great plays, great defensive digs. I think the digs have really stood out to me in this match. These teams are very scrappy on defense. They do not let the ball drop without a body on the floor.
All right, match point for the Vikings. No margin of error for Benedictine. Here's the serve from Kinley Suffolcool. On the money with serve receive. Push to Tara. Wide going down the line. And Valley City State will win the match 3-1, winning this finale by a score of 25-22. Same score as set number 3. All 4 matches so far today have wound up in 3-1 victories for the winning team. The winning Valley City State Vikings actually were out-hit by Benedictine. 191 for the Vikings to 212 for Benedictine. But that category of serve aces, 10 for the Vikings against 4 for Benedictine. Only 5 serve errors for Valley City against 11 for Benedictine. That played a part in the closeness of these sets this afternoon.
This was as even as it gets. The box score does not tell you how it looked out on the floor here. From my quick glance at the stats, both teams killed the ball well. Benedictine got the blocks. Valley City got the aces. And the difference was unforced errors. And you hate to see that kind of as a team. It's like, we let that get away because we hit it out. You'd rather a team kind of earn it for you. And for sure, Valley City earned it. But Benedictine will look back and say there were a couple of opportunities we could have missed. And I'm not even talking about the serves. You have to risk it on your serve in order to win games. It just paid off a little bit more for Valley City today. And 6 blocking errors for Benedictine. That's net touches that did not immediately result in a kill. Those are kind of the, let's say, unforgivable ones as a coach. Like, those are so avoidable that it's those that were the difference in this game.
Let's look at a quick check of some of the individual stats. Maddie Geist with 13 kills led the way for Valley City. Katie Koka had 12. Molly Bjornby with 8. Eden Carrier with 7. Bryn Sorensen with 6. They were the leaders for Valley City. From the assists, Madden Bogerreef had 18. Casey Schumacher had 23. Annika Polju had 18 to lead the defense. 13 digs for Molly Bjornby and 10 for Gracie Schumacher. So a strong play by Valley City as they pick up their second win of the Classic, second win of the year, now 2-4. For Benedictine, Stefania Skomazin with 16 kills. Barbara Terra had 13. JoJo Vanderwoody had 10. Bridget O'Sullivan had 8. Nobody else with more than 3. Ren Van Cleve, the single setter, had 46 assists this afternoon. The defense was led by Kelly DeMolinaire. She had 22 digs on the afternoon to lead the Benedictine defense. All right, 4 matches done on the day. We've got 2 more yet to come. In about 20 minutes, we'll be back with Grandview University versus Dordt University in the battle for Iowa. Followed by our finale tonight, Bellevue University, the home squad, against Xavier University of Louisiana. Thanks to Brian Gold joining me on the broadcast today. Brian, appreciate your expertise. We'll see you again in a little bit maybe, huh?
Maybe. I'm gonna have to figure out when our game is gonna start. Right now,
we're about an hour behind schedule, so even more than that.
Yeah,
so
we're probably looking around 8 or 8:30. This is going to be a really good game. These are 2 high-quality teams who, in-state, like you said, there's some recruiting on the line here, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a good one. and I got to figure out when we're going to play.
All right, come on back in about 15 or 20 minutes for Dort versus Grandview right here on the Bellevue Bruin Sports Network. Signing off, Mick Krupski and Brian Gold. More volleyball coming your way in a bit.